heartily big welcome today in part 3 because we have taken break. We have done part 1, part 2. Now we have become what we have learned. We have had enough of time to practice what we had learned in past few days, past few months. So we are going to start our journey again in part 3. It is more like we are living from heart. So all that we have done has made our mind calm to listen what our heart brings, because many times it sounds not logical, but heart has that knowing that yes, you are not just this limited being, and we get to hear more that we have never heard before. So part 3 is opening that dimension where we keep limiting ourselves by our past experiences, so-called advancement of technology and the modern science. So in this part, we are going to open our heart, and we are going to feel our connection in entire existence. So for that, our continuous practice, the practices will be same, just the communication that we have been doing with our higher self will be little different. So let us prepare ourselves today for receiving this particular chapter 17. We are in week 17 for clearing auras of our loved ones. So we are going to get a new tool today, which will help us to be unified for in any situation, wherever we are, we can be where we are in our own heart space with love, with peace, joy, and abundance. So that state of where we are learning from receiving message from our higher self, the state where we are more humble when we are looking the world outside. So not just seeing through the eyes, but feeling from our heart where we are. So that will these tools will help us to be in that state. So let us close our eyes for 2 minutes. Just become present fully here. If we are doing something, we were somewhere, we have come from. Let us settle down here for the chapter explanation. Breathe in deep, in and out. Feel what is it in this now. Feel your heart center open. Expand your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. And know that knowing that is there within. What Babaji is going to remind us is within us. And so we feel attracted to this entire vast cosmos, the beautiful nature around, we and all the people, how everything is connected. Every week we will open more, learn more, and become more. So we are ready to receive, centered in this place, in our heart space. Let us connect with Babaji, thanking for a new tool and a new chapter today. He is always there helping us, guiding us to understand any concept we are stuck with, or any new tool. If we find it difficult, we just have to listen our inner talk, our higher self, guiding us through. Take your time, come back. You may open your eyes now. I would like to welcome Shailesh with the chapter reading.
Thank you. Thank you. Greetings to everyone. I would like to welcome all of you back into this part 3 after this short break. I hope you continued your practice. And continuing the practice means that you still remember what we did in part 1 and part 2. Although in the chapter here, we will go through somewhat kind of a revision of the first two parts in a condensed way. The chapter basically talks about our established practices by now. Each one of us should be practicing certain things that we have learned in the first two parts of the book. So that is what we are going to be going through. So your transition back into the course will be smooth. Do not be anxious about anything. Be in a state of love. Some of you who have joined us today from Sudhakarji's group are welcome. Each one of you is as much love as all of us in this group. So feel comfortable, feel the freedom to ask any question, feel at home in the group. We are really grateful for Sudhakarji's initiative that he took to bring this book to all of us, right? And we have benefited from his initiative, and now we are taking it further. So all of you are welcome and feel the freedom of being part of this group as well. So now I would like to ask if any one of you is ready to read the book with us. Who would like to volunteer to read? Anna, beautiful. So yeah, Anna, you know that fastest finger first? Anna's finger was the fastest. So welcome, Anna. I will share my screen and then we can start reading. All right. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. So let's begin.
You can make her co-host Shailesh so that she can unmute.
Yeah.
17th week. Clearing auras of loved ones. Let's review what your daily habits and techniques are. You spend at least once a day in your quiet period, which can last for whatever time is comfortable for you. That will vary from day to day. Be sure to begin your quiet period in exactly the prescribed way, sitting comfortably with your eyes closed, centering in the heart, unifying with God, clearing your aura of uninvited influences, closing your aura to all except your higher self, and stating the purposes of your quiet period, and receiving the signal from your higher self and keeping that signal for the entire period.
Right. So I hope there is nothing new in this for all of you. If you have had a gap in between, this is sort of refresher for you, right? That once a day you are still practicing doing the quiet periods and doing it in the manner in which it is described in this paragraph. It so happens that if we are doing a practice over time, we tend to miss steps. We tend to go with the flow, become familiar, and then start missing some steps. So this is a good reminder to just recheck what my practice is. Am I doing it in the same way or not? Most important part of this practice is being centered, right? Centering in the heart before we do anything during the practice. So in the quiet period, first we become centered, uh, feel that connection with our heart, and then we uh, unify with God qualities. Then we clear our aura, close our aura, and then state the purpose of that quiet period, whatever is the objective of that discussion which we want to have with our higher self, and making sure that we have our higher self signal at that time present throughout this communication, right, for the entire period. So making sure that this signal is persistent. Okay. Yes.
Rem- Remember, yours must be only the highest of spiritual purposes. This means that the quiet period is to be used for gaining truth and for guidance in becoming whole. Any of your activities that bring you close to being unified can be dealt within your quiet period. If you have specific questions, you always first ask if it is in your highest and wisest interest to ask the question. Never pursue a question that is unwise. Your answers will not be reliable.
So here we are now focusing in on what the quiet period is for. When we say the objective of our communication with our higher self, here he is describing make the best use of this tool. This is a tool that we have learned. It's a new skill we have developed, communicating with our own wisdom. So in this practice, we have to make sure that this is a very precious tool we have, and we make the best use of it, right? So when we state the purpose of our communication for the day or for that period, we our purposes should be of the highest spiritual nature. It should add to our spiritual evolution, spiritual development. In the 15th chapter, we have learned that there are two purposes of our existence, primary and secondary. And primary purpose is to unify, to know ourselves, to know who I am, recognizing and learning about myself. And that realization of the self is the primary purpose of our existence in body. And then what is the secondary purpose? If you remember, the secondary purpose is whatever vocation we have, whatever we do as part of our daily life, that directly adds us. It builds upon our evolution in the direction of the primary purpose. So whatever now we are going to use this tool for should support that direction for us. It should support us in achieving that goal of life, right? So this is the meaning here, highest of spiritual purposes, right? It means that the quiet period is to be used for gaining the truth and for guidance in becoming whole. Becoming whole means what? So far, in our body, we only know little bit about ourselves. This is who I am, the body, right? I have a head, two eyes, one nose, two ears, and this whole physical body. This is who I am. But in the first chapter, we have learned this is only tip of the iceberg. We have much bigger existence. So now, when we begin to explore ourselves, we will know more about ourselves, and at some point in time, we will know our whole self. So that is the meaning of becoming the whole. We actually are whole. We are simply unfolding knowledge of ourself. We are learning about self, right? So that is the direction that our communications should take us. They should not scatter our activities, scatter our daily experiences here and there, not aligning with the primary direction, primary goal, right? That's what he is mentioning here. Any of your activities that bring you close to being unified can be dealt with in your quiet period. Whatever activity that brings you close to your purpose, the primary purpose of being unified. And making sure that we always ask the higher self before putting the question whether it is in my highest and greatest interest, the best interest, highest and wisest interest to ask this question, even pursue this line of thinking, right? Asking a question means you are pursuing a line of thinking. So even pursuing that line of thinking, is it in my highest and wisest interest? That question will help us remove that distraction, keeping us aligned with our primary purpose. So if we try to pursue something which is not aligned, the responses that we receive from our higher self may not be reliable. That's what he's saying here. You won't get reliable answers to such questions. Okay? Yeah.
In all of your communication with your higher self, keep in mind that you have many options for whatever you do on earth. Many will be equally in your wisest and highest interest. So just because you receive an answer that to do something is wise doesn't preclude other action. It neither precludes some other seemingly opposite action, nor does it preclude that not acting could be wise. You must check out all the alternatives with your higher self. And don't be surprised when you end up with several choices that are all wise.
So here once again, more clarity on what are we going to discuss and what out of that are we going to choose using our free will, right? So we all know about our free will to make ability to make choices and the absolute right on making that choice. We have the right, each one of us has that free will. We can will, right? So when we are communicating with the higher self, we will be exploring alternatives or exploring several possibilities that are in my highest and wisest interest. So when we have several possibilities, we will have so many questions in our mind, which one to follow. And if this is my highest and wisest activity, how about the others? How can it be that others are also that way? Others may not be in my interest. So those kind of questions will be there, and that's what he's trying to make clear to us, that just because you receive an answer that to do something is wise doesn't preclude other actions. It doesn't mean that you should not try the other possibilities, right? Today, maybe yes, today you are taking a line of thought, but maybe at some point in time you could pursue and try that other possibility also, those other alternative lines of thought, right? So you must check out all the alternatives with your higher self, and don't be surprised when you end up with several choices that are all wise. You could have several choices, so there is no surprise about it. And my understanding on this, why do we have several possibilities? That's something very important for us to know. In our limited thinking, we project to the future based on our past experiences. Whatever we know in the past, from the past, the mind calculates and extrapolates the future. And that is always limited. Why? Because the inputs are limited. My experience is just limited in this lifetime. So where does the higher self come into the picture? Higher self is sitting at a elevation from where he can see much more. I am in the jungle. I am trying to find my way through, But somebody who is sitting way up above can see all the possible paths to the destination. So higher self says, well, okay, you could take this path, you could take that one, maybe that one. Each one of those paths will give you a different experience, but you will ultimately reach where you have to go. So that's why future is being created in the now. When we make a choice, we have determined what will be the future experience I will get. Why? Because I am now choosing a path, a direction, right? This is one of the reasons why predicting future is very difficult, almost impossible, because my future will be decided by my choices today, my free will, and I can choose anything, right? This is why future is something that I am creating today, and to predict future is an extremely difficult task. So what we are learning here, what we are learning here is that utilize this association, this communication with the higher self to know those possibilities that I am not able to foresee, I am not able to perceive in my head. And such of those ideas sometimes can surprise us, right? But we can definitely have multiple possibilities. Okay.
You have free will. You must use it. You will not be allowed to use these techniques to forego all decisions. No, you will only be guided into action that will take you a step closer to being unified. That is the only goal of the communication. Of
Right?
course. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Continue, because we just talked about it.
Of course, that goal brings with it all the goals of your life: abundance, joy, happiness, intelligence, success, peace of mind, energy, and all of God's other qualities. That is the goal. All along the way to that goal, you have many things to learn. Your thoughts need to be corrected. And often that means you need to experience something that will shake up your thinking.
Yeah. So the good thing now we are learning here. What we are learning here is that yes, we have free will and we have multiple choices. But where are we going to get guidance from higher self? The guidance will come only about things which will take us towards our primary goal of being unified, right? And when we pursue that goal of being unified, what are we achieving out of it? We are achieving those experiences of life that we call abundance, joy, happiness, intelligence, success, peace, right? All these things, all such of those God qualities that we have known about, all those become our experiences then when we pursue that direction of being unified. That is the primary outcome of these practices that we are doing. So communicating with higher self will bring us closer to the God qualities gradually. And then,
Elishi,
yeah,
we have a couple of questions in the chat box related to the previous paragraph. So,
okay.
if we are in the state where we in life where we are thinking what to do, I don't know from here where to go. So the higher self is not going to tell us that, you should do this, you should start with this, or you should be doing that. It will just give you a guidance if you ask in terms of yes and no. The free will is with us, so we have to choose, we have to decide. Um, so the options are there, and it is saying that we should, when we are choosing one of the options, we should not ignore the others. You can ask your higher self for guidance on those other options you have, and see what it brings to you. What you will choose will be you using your own free will. Sorry.
Is this clear? Or I would like to just bring your awareness to one thing. Higher self is not like your mom or teacher. Higher self will never, never, never interfere with your free will. Your mom can actually give you instructions, do this. Higher self will not. We are so much used to getting decisions from others, and decision making is part of free will. So higher self will not make choices for us. Higher self will say, well, okay, yes, this is good for you. Yeah, this is good for you. This is good for you. Now you have to choose what out of this I want to take, because remember, you have to trust that guidance as well. That guidance is telling you, well, okay, you have these, let's say you want to take a job. You are working, you are now looking for work, and you have applied, and you now have offers from 4 different companies. Now you have to make a choice which company out of these you want to choose. And you can use your logic, your experience, your own decision making process. You can definitely check with your higher self, well, I have this offer from Tata, this offer from Birla, this offer from such and such, and this offer from such and such. For each one of those offers, you can ask your higher self, is it in my highest and best interest? Right? And now higher self says, yes, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good, and this last one probably not so good. Okay, so now you have 4 possibilities. What do you do now? Higher self will not make a choice for you now, which one out of these you want to join. You have to make that choice. And have this confidence that each one of these is going to give you that experience which aligns with your being unified, the primary goal of life. So higher self's perspective is to support your path towards becoming unified, path towards experiencing God's qualities. That's the frame of reference that higher self uses. And from that perspective, higher self tells you, well, this is in your highest and best interest. Okay, so hopefully you understand that higher self is not going to make choices for you. They will never give you instruction. If you are receiving instructions in your communication, make sure you are talking to higher self. You probably lost your connection. Okay, so be on the alert about this. We have talked about it in the past when we were talking about various other topics. So our communication with higher self needs to be clear, and our alertness should be there, our awareness should be there. Whatever we are receiving from higher self, is it in the form of suggestion, or is it an instruction? If it's an instruction, know that I can guarantee you 100% that's not coming from higher self. Higher self never limits us. Giving an instruction means limiting your choices, and higher self will never do that. Okay, so I hope this is clear now.
I would just
Sheelamji is
request
asking,
yeah.
Sheelamji is asking, how will I know which is right? All of them are right. Trust that. Whatever higher self has said is good for you. They are all good for you, right? Say, for example, I mean, the example of choosing a job opportunity. If you, let's say, chose one of those 4 good possibilities, you will experience things which are going to take you in the direction of your primary goal of being unified, right? That's what it is. So one job may when you are going through that one job, you will have all the jobs will have different experiences, but all those experiences lead you in the direction of being unified. That's what we have to understand, right? Whichever path you choose, the ultimate direction that you are taking is the right direction. Okay, experiences will be different. We have to understand, right? Each one of us is unique also, right? And through our uniqueness, we are creating our experiences that are leading to one common goal. All of us have one common goal. So we all reach that same very point ultimately through our own life experiences, right? We, the primary goal is to be unified with God's qualities, unfold our true self, the image of God, right? That's what
For
we are doing.
anybody who has taken long break after week 15, I would just suggest go back and just turn the pages week 15 and see what you are missing. It will help you because it has explained in detail, and we have also discussed it many times.
Okay, shall we move forward, Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those experiences of being shaken are precious. They are also in your wisest and highest interest. Yet the short term experience might be uncomfortable, and you may want to curse this course and your higher self for such poor guidance. In those moments, instead turn to your higher self. Find out the reasons for the experience. Learn the lessons intended. Correct the thoughts that are in error.
Okay, so here what he's saying is that don't assume that all the experience that now will come out of taking action in that direction will all be happy experiences. Some of those experiences could be hard enough to shake your thinking. That's where this importance comes to understand, right? We can't assume that if I follow the guideline that I received from my higher self, well, okay, this is in my highest and best interest or the wisest interest. That doesn't mean that the outcome of that path or that experience is coming out of that path will all be just pleasant experiences. Those are such of those experiences that will be created out of following that path will help me uncover such of those thinking patterns that I carry that need to be corrected by learning the lesson. Through experience I'm learning, right? So whatever experiences they come on that path will be my learning. I will learn and then unfold my true nature through that learning, right? So what he's saying, there will be experiences which will shake your thinking. Shake your thinking is what? Understand this in our normal day-to-day experiences. What does this really mean? As we are growing, each one of us has our own personal belief system. As we have grown up, we have developed it, right? That belief system brings us to where we are today. It makes us who we are today, right? My belief system is reflected through me. Now, some of those things that I have in my belief system may have done their purpose, their utility is over now. I am still carrying it. Such of those things will be shaken. Let me give you an example of my own life. I lost my wife 7 years ago. So prior to that, I was a different person. Prior to that, I was a planner. I would plan every detail of future. This is what we are going to do. When I retire, I will have this much of money, and this is what we are going to do. I will have these facilities and what not. Every detail. And imagine what happened when my wife passed away, and that was a very sudden thing. We never, I mean, if there is somebody who is going through prolonged sickness, you kind of tend to think, well, okay, this person is at some point going to leave us. There was nothing like that. She was a healthy person and very proactively healthy, looking after her diet and everything, going to the gym and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, within a period of 4 weeks, she developed a very difficult sickness and passed away. Now, this was a shaking moment for me. This sort of shook the foundation of my plan. My plan was based on her being with me. And now she passed away. And I am just sitting here and thinking, why am I doing all this now? And the consequence of that in my thinking was I suddenly had no future. This was the biggest, I would say, learning from that experience that I had, was that I was constantly living in future, which was preventing me from experiencing the life as it was unfolding. So what happened? In the following couple of years, it took me time to digest this, to understand what is going on, what is happening, and then come to a state where I had totally dropped the future from my head. Today, I do not think about future at all. And the consequence is I'm always in the present. I experience life as it unfolds today. So these are the kind of shaking experiences that they are talking about, right? Correcting our thinking through those experiences, right? The purpose, what is the purpose of that experience? Purpose of that experience is to remove such of those thoughts or the patterns that we carry in through our thoughts that are not useful any longer. Right? They do serve a purpose through our lifetime, but then there are lots of those which start obstructing our passage towards being unified. That obstruction is what we have to remove. And to remove such of those things, these shaking moments come. These jolts will come in life. Now, what we have learned through these tools, that we have now access to the wisdom through our higher self. So why wait for a shaking thing to come? Why go through that difficult experience? Why not utilize this skill now to start correcting proactively? That's what I have learned from this. That I now have a tool, I have a skill. I will avoid future shocks and work with all my current connection with the higher self and go with the flow of the guidance. Action is still mine, choice is still mine. I have to myself do everything, right? So that's what, this is my learning from this particular message here. Okay.
When your lesson is well learned, it will never have to be repeated. Until the correction in your thinking is made, you can be assured that the lesson in various forms will keep coming. So learn the lesson and offer thanks for the guidance, no matter what your initial experience. During your quiet periods, you can take the bull by the horns and ask for the thoughts you need to correct. You've started that already. Simply keep it up and then do creating formulas to correct the thoughts. Creating formulas are now also a daily routine. if not habit. Your unfulfilled desires, that are true desires confirmed by your higher self, are clues to thoughts that need correcting. By reciting the creating formula for your true desire, you can quickly bring about changes in your experience.
So this is a reminder to us about what we have learned about creating formula, right? So in during our quiet periods, what are we going to actually do? He says, this is a beautiful expression here. Um, you can take the bull by the horns. Means like doing something of courage. Gather, I mean, feel fearless when communicating with the higher self and challenge, right? Just do it. Challenge, well, okay, why not this? And then begin to explore, because such of these questions will help you open up your own patterns. When you ask such questions, then your patterns will be coming in front of you. Your thoughts which are blocking your own growth, they will come to the forefront, and then you work on those thoughts, right? This is what really this is. So simply keep it up and then do creating formulas to correct your thoughts. Creating formulas, as I had mentioned earlier when we went through chapter 10, creating formulas is a mechanism of reorganizing our thinking pattern, reorganizing our thoughts, right? If you remember, we had those two very important components of the creation formula: the claim and acceptance, claiming and accepting something that we want, and then correcting the thoughts which are obstructing that claim, right? These are two very important aspects, and in these two aspects, actually what you are doing, you are working with your thinking, thoughts. Constantly we are working with thoughts. Why? Because we know that thoughts create my experiences. My thoughts are responsible for my own experience of life. I manifest through my thoughts. That's why the entire working that we are doing is on reorganizing our thoughts. And that's where the importance of lovingly repeating your own formula within. By repeating your own formula within, what are you doing? You are going deeper into your subconscious to correct those thoughts, correct those patterns, and plant your claim. So both the things we are doing, we are correcting the thoughts, replacing them with whatever supports your claim. And that's how you will begin to manifest. So repetition of the formula within in a loving manner is what is a very beautiful thing, right? By reciting the creating formula for your true desire, you can quickly bring about changes in your experience. Okay, so essentially this is a reminder. I think this should be very easy and clear to all of you by now, because you should be practicing creation of formulas after the part 2, right? In day-to-day practice, creating a formula and then watching what comes out of it. Okay.
Just remember that you do the formula and then act. Act. That is important. You can't just do the formula and stay in bed. You must act. It is through your actions that the manifestation takes place.
Please continue, because that's the example for this.
If you have a true desire for perfect employment at $20,000 or more per year, recite the creating formula and then look for the job. Search the newspaper, send out your resume, ask people about leads, go to the employment agencies, act, act, and act. All the forces of nature are behind your actions, and the right job is bound to come. But you have to put yourself in the right place at the right time.
So action is significant. After we create a formula, after we submit our desire to the universe, we have to then start taking action in that direction. Our action in that direction confirms our true willingness, our real will, right? The will drives our action. So when we, the example here is very easy for us to comprehend, right? That if we have a desire to have a specific type of work situation, a job or an employment, uh, um, about, let's say the example is $20,000, because in the time when this book was written, 20,000 was a lot of money, but not anymore. Whatever number you desire, you think about in your mind, you need to use that number or more, and then you are looking for an opportunity. Now, what do? After making your formula, creating your formula, you have to start searching for opportunities. So this formula is doing what? It is preparing the environment for you to be successful. But to be successful, you have to act, right? So action you have to initiate. Now, there used to be a joke when I was younger. There used to be a joke that there was a person who would be sitting in prayer asking God, give me a lottery. I want to win a lottery, right? Now, this person was doing this for several years, constantly in every prayer asking for lottery. So the God said, well, it's been long and I am sick and tired of hearing your desire. He appeared in front of the guy and he said, well, you've been asking for a lottery for so many years. How will you get a lottery if you have not bought a ticket? Go buy a ticket. That is the meaning of action. We have to create that possibility of making that goal. That is the meaning of action here. We have to act. So just deciding the formula will not do things for us. It will create the opportunity. So when you are doing the formula, you will begin to come across opportunities that will facilitate your direction. Right? So like in case of this example of the job, you will begin to come across possibilities. Somebody may come and tell you, well, okay, I am working in that company. We are looking for new guys and your skill may fit. That's opportunity being created, but you still have to act. You have to submit an application. You have to submit your resume and so on, right? So the action part is very important. We should not forget that. Okay? Okay.
It is easy to become complacent with your new techniques. Do not let that happen. These techniques are to bring dynamic activity, not laziness. Your daily creating formulas can be for anything you desire. The only requirement is that you check with your higher self that the desire is true. That is, it is in your wisest and highest interest.
Right. So always making sure that I am not wasting my time. That's what it means. So you always do things, you always engage with action in the direction which will align with your primary purpose, the primary goal, and that is of being unified. Always we have to do that. So the whole thing what we are understanding here is that the formulas, creating the formulas reorganize my thinking pattern, and that creates the environment, right? So you want to have a mango tree. You dug up the soil in your garden, in your backyard. You dug up the soil, cleaned, removed the stones from that, put fertilizer and everything. You prepped it properly and made it loose and all. But action is you have to plant the seed, and the right seed. If you want a mango tree, you have to plant a mango seed. Then leave it and continue to look after that seed so that it can germinate and grow. So action is that part. So environment is created, but without planting the seed, without the action, the tree will not appear. Okay, so we have to not become complacent. Just, oh, I have done my formula, I am looked after, I am taken care of, things will happen. Yes, things will happen, but those things will be multitude of things that will present themselves to you. Which one will you pick? That's the action part, right? You have to pick. That action confirms the direction that you want to take, right? This is what that is. Okay.
Make certain you also use the present tense throughout the creating formula. Then say it with love in your heart, knowing fully that the wheels have already started turning to bring you that experience.
Yeah,
In
so believing in our formula. This is what the next aspect of our formula is, that we believe that yes, the action in that direction from the universe is already taking place. It has started. It is creating opportunities for me now. Now I have to act, right? I have to make my choice. Yeah.
In addition to your daily quiet periods and creating formulas, you are to maintain diligence in closing your aura to all except your higher self. Do this whenever you go to a crowded place or where there is negativity. Whenever you have any reason to believe that you may have an uninvited influence, clear your aura immediately. These two practices are very important for your comfort and maximum growth.
Yeah. So now we are slowly moving towards the topic of this chapter this week, right? The focus of this week, clearing the aura. Now, so all of you should now be practicing this um, every now and then, regularly, especially when you are going into a crowded place of negativity. I do it. I don't really go out a lot, but even at home, last night, in the middle of the night, I was woken up, and I had to repeat this practice of clearing my aura 4 times, and after that I went back to sleep. This is how important it is. We have to actually use this tool. We can work with our own self. Ultimately, clearing the aura is again a process related to thoughts. So we are cleaning up our thoughts only, right? So this is how important it is. All of you should now be very, very hands-on with your aura cleaning process, right? We say all those 6 sentences or an equivalent version of yours, whatever that is, and then once we do that, we close the aura to all except our higher self. And after that, there is one thing which is not written here, but we should be practicing that. We learned it in chapter 5. Sending love to all thought forms around us. Right? This should be integrated with this practice of aura cleaning. That's a very important aspect, right? Sending love to all thought forms in my environment around me. Okay, so these practices of clearing the aura and closing the aura are very important for your comfort and maximum growth. So you will feel immediate comfort. I mean, I always do that. In fact, when I am uncomfortable is when I do the formula. So when you are uncomfortable, you do the aura cleaning, and you feel the comfort. So for our maximum growth, that is important. Keeping our thinking machine clean. This is the machine which is taking us in that direction. So if the machine is clean, we will get maximum growth. Okay.
This week, you expand your role in clearing uninvited influences. Whenever you see any sign of negativity, such as a fight, an accident, or tension, you can clear the aura of those involved from any uninvited influences. You can be sure some are present. They may have caused the negativity in the first place. In any event, they love that kind of atmosphere and they jump on the bandwagon. The uninvited influences aggravate the feelings of those involved in the negativity. So say the words to clear the aura of the influences.
Yeah. Clear. So what we are learning here? What we are learning here is that now we can expand the role of our clearing uninvited influences. This skill that now we have learned, that technique that we have learned, we can now expand it now. Till now we did for ourselves, now we can expand it to a situation, a group of people who are engaged in a negative situation, right? So what he's saying is that in any negative situation, whenever a person, this is something very important, not directly mentioned, but yes, I would say directly mentioned, that when someone goes into negative mode, what happens? All these uninvited influences, they jump in right away. Wow. It's something like they get food. This is their food. Our negativity, they feed on that. So they jump in right away. And as they jump in, what it does, it increases our negativity further. We become so much more emotional in that negativity, right? So feelings of negativity will get enhanced further, right? And that will kind of create an explosion in that situation. The negativity will explode. So this is what he's trying to explain. Even for ourselves, we have to be aware that anytime something negative is beginning, we are actually opening the aura to invite such of these influences. Okay, so that can happen in any situation. We have to be very much aware and clean and shut the aura. That's now here what he's talking about. We can now clean the aura of the people involved in a situation like that, right? So he says that, so say the words to clear the area of the influences, that area where this is happening. That area now has influence that needs to be cleared. So we can clear the area of the influences, right? Those influences are not only present in the aura of the people, but also in that area, wherever that negativity is happening. And that area could be maybe your home, your somebody from your family has just returned from work with a lot of negative emotions, and now in your area, in your space, you have influences. And if you are not alert, those influences you will actually be open, and those influences will influence you too right away, right? So when you are going in a place and you see this, what is actually happening? You are getting connected to that situation in your negatively. Your aura can easily open there, and that alertness is important. Yeah, please read further.
Sometimes you may receive your uninvited influence signal quite suddenly. That influence may be for someone around you, so go ahead and clear it without caring much where it is.
Right. So if you are getting a signal, which you have learned in that chapter, I think chapter 3 or 4, somewhere we learned about this, the signal, we created this signal of presence of uninvited influence, right? We did create that. So what we can do now here is that we can, once we feel that signal is present, all of a sudden, we should simply clear the aura without waiting for anything. And if there is a person around you, you clear the aura of that person also, right? Don't worry where it is, where is that influence, where is it coming from, or none of those things. I say, without worrying about anything, just clear it. Okay? Yes.
You don't want to spend your whole life clearing away uninvited influences. You have your own activity to be mostly concerned with. However, during a quiet period this week, pick a couple of people particularly close to you. A spouse, a child, a parent, or very close friend. Ask your higher self if it is wise for you to clear any uninvited influences for each person. If yes, then ask, is the aura of, take name of the person, clear of uninvited influences? If no, clear it. Then repeat the question and clear the influences until you get a yes answer that the aura is clear. If the person is around you, you will notice an immediate change. That change, however, may not last. Another uninvited influence may come soon thereafter, but that can't be your worry.
So here's the detailed process now, little bit in detail. How will you do it? So if you are getting that signal, if you are getting that urge, there are three ways in which you will have this indication to clear the aura, right? One is that you are feeling uncomfortable. Second is you are suddenly getting an urge to do it from within. And the third one is your signal for presence of uninvited influence. So any of these three situations, you have to do the process, and this is the process, right? During your quiet period in this week, pick, now this is only for quiet period he's saying, right? So during the quiet period, what you will do, you will pick a couple of people particularly close to you, a spouse or a child or a parent or a close, very close friend. Then ask your higher self if it is wise for you to clear any uninvited influences of each person. So each person you have to deal with one at a time, and then first ask your higher self. This is how you engage with your higher self in your quiet period. Well, okay, is it okay for me to process this, to clear the auras of these individuals? If the answer is yes, then what you do, then you pick up a name of one of them and ask, is the aura of such and such person clear of uninvited influence? If the answer is no, then you clear it. So do the 6-step thing for clearing their aura, right? Now here there will be questions which we will answer. As soon as we do things, we will know more, right? When you practically do it, you will have questions. Well, okay, how will I actually say the correct words, those 6 lines? So essentially in the 6 lines, you are basically addressing to all uninvited influences in the aura of such and such person, I send love and light, right? That's how you start. And then do all the sentences. And then I ask my higher self to take them to their ideal place. And each of you, same wording of the rest of it remains the same, right? Then what happens, you have done that, and then you ask again whether now now you are asking your higher self whether the aura of that person clear or not. If the answer is still no, do it again, right? Till you get a yes answer that aura is clean, then your job is done. After that, once that aura of that person is clean, you will notice probably that there is a change in their behavior. But what he's saying is that another uninvited influence can enter their aura after that. And that's not your worry for now. You go and process whoever else you want to do the processing at that time. Now, this is in your quiet period you are doing it. Okay. But in normal practice also you can do it. I mean, from my practical experience, I am telling you that I don't anymore go into a quiet period to practice my communication with the higher self, right? This is basically quiet period communication with your higher self. You are processing a person at a time. In your initial time learning phase, yes, you can do it going into a quiet period, but once you have practiced enough, you can do it on the go. On the go, you can do it. You are working in the kitchen and you notice, you get a signal and you see that, oh, I just know my son has come back from work. Okay, let me do this. And then you do the process of clearing the aura, right? Like that. This is basically, the process is of intending clearing the aura, and that intention of clearing the aura will manifest, right? That's what it is. Our thinking helping someone else in their situation. Okay. Yeah. Please
By,
read the.
by now, by now you also have the established practice of sending love from your heart to whoever and whatever, whenever you think of it. And don't forget your precious practices at bedtime of sending love and forgiveness or of unifying with God's qualities. Thank you.
Right, so this is the most beautiful thing that we have learned in this whole book so far, is the practice of sending love, right, from your heart to whoever and whatever, whenever you think of it. That's little thing at the tail end of the sentence. Whenever you think of it means what? If you get a person in your thought, it really means that either that person wants to connect to you, or there is something that needs to happen between the two of you. That's how that person has come in your thought. So first thing that you do is send love to them, right? These are indicators, internal indicators, guidance from our own higher self or intuition, that such and such, this person, if somebody is there in my thought, definitely that person wants something from me, and I send love, right? We just send love to all the people like that. Now, this practice is a very, I would say, ancient way of remaining focused in the present. Whenever we send love to somebody, what are we actually doing? We are thinking of the person and then feeling love for them, right? So where is actually the action happening? Within me. Nothing is going. I am filling myself with energy of love or the feeling of love for such and such person. And if I continue to do this practice all the time, when I am awake, in my awake state, I simply remain in that state of sending love to everybody. What is happening? I am maintaining myself in state of love. I am consistently throughout the period feeling love. And that means I am heart-centered all the time. And when you are heart-centered all the time, you will experience all qualities of God very easily, naturally, right? So this practice is that important. In olden times, if you remember, some old people in your family would be constantly chanting the name of God throughout the day. Whenever they remember, they are simply singing in the praise of the God, right? Constantly being in that state means what? They are in the state. They are bringing their vibration to that. Okay? This is what this means actually. The practice of sending love is that. And don't forget your precious practice at bedtime of sending love and forgiveness. A bedtime practice is equally important, right? Isn't it? You've been practicing now. So bedtime practice is almost like when you park your car in the garage in the evening, or when you return home, you want the car to be in a state in which you can use it tomorrow morning. This is the meaning of the bedtime practice. Your bedtime practice brings you in a state of being that you want to be when you wake up in the morning. So bedtime practice is extremely important. And I am really grateful to Preeti ji for having created some wonderful bedtime practice audios, right? Anna has done the English one and Preeti has done the Hindi one. Now we have those bedtime practice audios as well. So you can utilize such of those audios for your practice as well. They are small, short audios. They help you in aligning. So you can do that as well. So thank you, Anna, for reading beautifully. Excellent reading. And thank you, dear masters, for your patience listening to me all this time. Most of what I have said and shared with you is my thinking, my understanding of the book, right? Some of you may have a different understanding, and that's perfectly okay. All right. So, anyone, now is the time when you can ask questions or anything you want to share. Grace, she was saying something earlier. Yeah, you can unmute. Yeah.
Uh, Good morning, Shalishi and everyone else.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm really happy that we're doing these sessions again. And yeah, I understand. I think I understand. You tell me if I'm understanding correct or not. Because the way you gave your example, about your wife. So in that case, you learned that future is uncertain. So instead of planning the future, live in the present. And it's the same way. Like sometimes what happens in our life, if somebody is asking for help, right? Like or maybe in a husband wife relationship, or yes, I would give the particular example. If suppose if somebody is asking for help for money, right? And if you give them money uh with the expectation of getting it back, because when the person is asking for help and they're saying that they're going to give it back in a month or 2 months or whatever, and then they don't give because of some reasons, maybe some valid reasons or invalid, we don't know that, right? But then you realize that you helped someone from your compassionate heart, but at the same time, because you're not getting the money back, you're getting that experience of learning from it. So in that case, like there are two things. One thing, you can think that how can that not be in my highest goodness to help someone, right? But when you get that experience of not getting the money back, then you realize maybe that's your learning, because it's a short term experience which is not making you happy anymore. So maybe you're realizing, okay, the larger goal behind it is that be discreet, even if you have those situations where you think that you're doing the right thing, but be discreet and take action accordingly, instead of just thinking, okay, you're helping, you're being compassionate, and then do it. So even, yeah, even if you're that experience, even if you did it a good thing, but your experience is bad, but in your heart interest, it's your experience to learn something from it and move towards a unifying thing. Is that right?
Your basic assumption is helping someone is um,
Good.
in your highest and wisest interest, right? That's
Yeah.
what you assumed.
Yeah.
Check this with your higher self sometime.
Yeah.
You may get a different opinion, different answer, right? You don't assume that helping someone is great. This is our social conditioning.
Yeah.
Remember that, right? This is our social conditioning. So helping someone is can be good and may not be good. Good, when I say good, in the sense that the experience that it gives you may not be pleasant, may not be joy, that, and there is something there to learn. That's why it is so. But uh, by itself helping someone can be either, so the experience it can produce could be very different, right? That's what we have to understand. Now when you say helping someone with compassion, then there is no transaction there.
Hmm.
Compassion doesn't have conditions. There is no condition that money will come back.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't exist, right?
So maybe because of the expectations, you're getting that.
Yeah, so this is more like help, but in a transactional way,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's it. And what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong in doing that. It is just creating an experience for you, and that
Yeah.
experience will be valuable for you to learn. It will help you disassociate from the social conditioning.
Yeah. Even if it is conditioning is saying, oh, it's good to help, but it's giving you the bad experience, then you learn from it.
Yes. Yes. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Many times we give money and we think people should use it this way, that way, and that hurts more.
It's
So,
all
Yeah.
conditional.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we are
that is
that kind of, yeah.
yeah, it's more like a transaction. This is um, transactional basically with conditions.
Hmm.
Okay, we tend to mix it up because of the social conditioning that yeah, it's a good deed.
Hmm.
That's a social condition.
Thank you.
Yes, Geeta ji, long time no see.
Atmandan. Actually, I had been doing some of the sessions on YouTube. Sir, I will not take much time before the quiet time or meditation session. I also had this confusion when you were giving that example of your future plannings, which you had. And then you said that after that experience, you dropped your future planning. And my question is, how can we move without any plans? I mean, what I understand is there could be an error in the thought that if I get attached to an outcome, but I have to have a target. Supposing I have to drive, I have to know where am I going. So
Hmm,
target has to be there, but of
hmm,
course something I understand that there could be impermanence. I mean, whatever I started with, then that the path may be blocked and all that. So that I understand, and I'm ready to accept that also. But saying that,
hmm.
I mean, not having any targets for future. Even here, the example which was taken was that you aim for a salary of $20,000 or more, right? So you had a target.
Yes,
So
yeah,
we can't drop our plans. And of course, in the planning part, that will come that I will be sending my resume to all these kind of firms or whatever. No? So the
yes.
plans have to be there. This is what I did. That's all.
I I fully understand what you're saying, and that's this is basically we are going into the learning that we all have from Gita, right? Bhagavad Gita. This is what Bhagavad Gita has taught us that plan nothing wrong. Always have a plan because you need a direction, right? To go, you need a direction. Even the direction of self-realization is a direction, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's a plan. Now, plan should not be such that we try to control the
Right.
process. Huh?
Right. But
That
the
is
word you
what.
used was
Huh.
that you dropped your future planning. I thought at least it will not be feasible to drop future planning, whatever it is.
Yeah,
You
I am
can
at.
stop
Yeah.
controlling the outcomes. You
Hmm.
can, this is what is an error in thought, that when we start thinking that by putting in lots of action, we can have this kind of outcome.
Hmm.
I think,
Yes, I was too much attached to the outcome of my plan. I was too much
yes,
attached, right? That exactly this is what should happen, right? The house in which we will live should be exactly like this. All that kind of thing. I was very much tied to that. That tied thing, that controlling part of it dropped, right? Why am I doing it now? That's what happened to begin with. So I am now in stage two of that. In stage two now, I have now started trusting the unfolding of future. Now I trust it. I accept it as it comes, right? So if tomorrow my doctor tells me about some disease that I am not aware of today,
let's not talk about that, Shailesh sir.
no,
Not
I'm
a very
just saying.
positive example.
All I'm
But
saying
let's
is,
say that we
uh,
have to have certain future plans, and then we accept if the life unfolds in a different way, right?
yes, yes.
That's what
So
it is. If
yeah,
you have that
Yeah.
understanding, it's clear. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Thank you so much.
nowadays I allow unfolding to happen. Allow the life to unfold because the 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 thing that now I understand is my plan could be very limited because of my limited thinking, right? So I just chose a direction. Now, with our skills that we are developing here, I now know that there are multiple possibilities. right? So I want to leave that open for one of those to happen. I will keep taking action based on my intuition. I will not stop taking action though. I will continue to take action and but still be accepting of whatever is unfolding. Right?
It's
So
You
something
it's
have
like,
to
something
have a
like
certain target before you start taking actions, na? Targets, and targets
that
can be
the
different
word
definitions.
the word target creates attachment.
Okay, planning. Because you said
It's a
you stop
plan.
planning, so
It's a
I'm using
yeah.
the word target.
Yeah.
Whatever
Plan
it is, I
can
mean, you
uh,
have a certain thing in mind, a
hmm,
vision or whatever we call
yes.
it for the
Yeah.
future, and then you start acting.
Hmm.
And only thing which we have to stop doing is getting attached to any kind of outcome, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm so sorry I interrupted
So
Preeti. You were saying something, Preeti ma'am.
I am just saying that really we have a lot of opportunities, a lot of ways to do the same thing, and we just need to be flexible and open. It brings newness, right? I'm a software engineer, and I can just think if I'm thinking I can only earn by being a software engineer, and I have to just look for that kind of job. I am not letting universe to do other things that has to be done, or that has to be experienced through me. So, and also if you see the future planning, we are thinking of that now every job almost they keep certain percentage for your retirement, right?
hmm.
It may not be enough, but it gives you a peace of mind. So that is already incorporated in life, and if we live from the heart space in the present moment, then things align for us. Maybe a different thing will come up. Maybe just taking care of few kids, teaching something like that adds value, that even helps you to feel the joy, and you feel that you are giving, living the life that you would want to live, right? Ultimately the need is very limited, and by this age we come to that state where we can just enjoy what we have a home, have a good family relationship. So all that needs to be there is, I feel, for me, is that harmony, that that I'm doing it from my heart, making the work that I do is making me feeling fulfilled, right? So that kind of thing, it brings, even it contributes to society also. It just is not to a level at a person level, but it impacts everyone around. But it's a difficult
We have to
decision at first
understand
initially.
plan always includes what we call as plan B. All the plans have multiple backups, right? So the planning, once again, with an objective, certainly there will be an objective with every plan. We will have an objective. So let's say I want to now go from New Delhi to Agra. I want to drive. Okay. So what am I doing? I am starting on that Mathura road from New Delhi and starting to drive towards Agra. Objective is clear. I am going to Agra. But on the way, I have a flat tire, right? That forces me into staying in Mathura. I will stay, okay? And then continue my journey further. So this is all flowing with what comes my way, unfolding, right? Somebody can get very frustrated. Oh my goodness, why does this happen to me? Right? I am not in that state anymore.
Yeah.
Now, for me, okay, flat tire, fine. I have got something here to learn. Let me go with it. Let's see what happens, what comes. Maybe I have to sit on the road for several hours before somebody can come to help. That's okay. I am going to sit. I will use that opportunity to find love. Right? Every time, everywhere, in all experiences, we need to just be looking for love. That's where I am today. Of course, each one of you are going through your own experiences and practices, and that's perfectly fine. That's another way of doing it as also.
Even if we're trying to do something and it's not happening, there's a reason behind. Many times, especially when you are in heart space, your higher self is guiding the thing has not to be done now. Maybe it will take some time. So come again later. That's what the message is coming. So
Yeah,
that's that process of trusting actually.
yeah.
And once we align, we see it all around that, somebody's taking care of this vast cosmos, then I'm taken care. Kind of that relationship, it brings part like what we are going to learn in part 3, we are going to live now.
Yes.
So that will shift from one mind to heart. I
Yes.
think a question answer. Yeah. Can we push little later after meditation?
Yeah.
No,
Let's.
just
Yeah, Shilamji.
no, Atmavandan to all. No, just regarding what Gracie had told. The thing is, I know it is when we give with compassion, we find somebody in difficulty and we give, we don't expect back. But somebody comes running and says, I'm desperately in need, I will give you back in 1 week, and they commit. That is the where we expect it back, because we would have given with difficulty from our side, but to help the other person. That is which is very sort of disappointing, because you are in need of that money, but seeing the other person desperately, you give it away thinking that person is going to give back. That's what actually happens. Compassion is there when you give it on your own, you have, and you find somebody in difficulty, you give it. So, and the other thing was regarding our future planning, like how uh, just now was discussed, is when we plan with others involved in that, that is not right, because we don't know what other person's future holds. When we plan for our own self, I think it is more meaningful. I hope you understood what I'm trying to convey. Like how Shailesh said, he was planning along with his wife what future would be. That's where he felt disappointed with this. He will definitely have his own plans for every, next move. So when we are involved, I think it's fair enough we plan, because then we work towards it, right? But we involve somebody else in our plan. We don't know what holds in that other person's plan of life.
Exactly. You got the
That
point. Absolutely, yes.
follows
Now
it.
now my plan doesn't include anyone anymore, right?
Exactly.
Whatever
So
plan I have, right? And that too, of course, is uh, high, hardly any plan, I would say. There is literally live in the
no,
moment, day to day, moment to moment.
that is true. But when you want, now, for example, to unified, you're trying to get target to finish unified. You have to plan. How am I going to tell them? How am I going to convince them? So the planning is there to achieve your target. What is in your mind?
No,
Not like
but
when the big,
I understand what you're saying. There is an objective, but
yeah,
think about this course itself is a beautiful example. In this course,
yeah,
to begin with, this break was not a part of the plan.
yeah, exactly.
It
I
wasn't.
understand.
It just came and we accepted as a team. We accepted. Okay, let's do this way, right?
Yeah,
At one point we repeated one chapter for one more week, right? Because that's what the energy at the time or the guidance at that time was coming. That okay, let's probably people need more time here. Let's do that. So we continued to flow as the things were coming, not getting frustrated at all. I mean, I was amazed at how peaceful I was with whatever was coming my way. And I was
no, like,
happily just doing it.
no, like Preeti was saying, some things do happen for something better. So when it
Yes,
doesn't happen the way you're planning, accept it and be happy, because definitely there'll be something better that's happening. It's only a
exactly.
question of time. So
Yes,
anyway,
exactly.
thank you so much for giving me a chance to express.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Shilamji. We can talk later, and our session goes long. But Suniji, she has to leave, and
Yeah,
if you want to ask, you can please
yeah,
unmute yourself.
yeah.
I just wanted to ask, will this, you said 3 consecutive days. So Sunday is coming on the third day. So what will happen then?
On
Q&A on
Sun-
Sunday,
yeah.
Uh,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have these sessions where now we have done the chapter reading. We'll just do a summary and then practice.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay.
Yes.
And then you do Sunday. Okay. So then this is the second day, you mean to say,
No,
Sunday
this
is
of the,
is
mostly our English Hindi group together. We are discussing and
okay.
asking questions
Thank you.
related to
And I'm
unified
coming
and
from
outside
Sudhakar's
unified.
group.
yeah, that's okay.
Well,
Come,
See, on Thursday we do the chapter reading. Friday and Saturday we just do the practice and Q&A. And then on Sunday both the Hindi and English group come together and we don't do any detailed practice, but we go through all the questions and answers.
and what
Right?
are the timings for this sessions? Like,
Same time, like whatever you have got today, exactly the same time we
no,
do
how
the
long does the duration? Because I thought
duration.
it was 1 hour in Sudhakar's classes, it was 1 hour.
Yeah, yeah. We
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 closed down
haven't
at 2.
set any time targets.
3 hours, Grace?
It
All
sometimes
right.
goes to 3 hours
Anyway,
also.
now I'm not going to be able to participate. I'll check on the video and practice. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the session.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for beautiful chapter reading, Anna and Shaileshi. Wonderful. I know, even I will, I'll have to rush, so we'll start the meditation. Always remember, like we can just, if we have difficulty after understanding the chapter, we can discuss right after. And if we have experience sharing more of detailed question answer, we can take it after meditation so that we can save everybody's time. So, um, will just I would like to bring a few things in awareness as we go with this practice of clearing aura of loved ones. And the space we are in is just to be here, in any condition, in any situation, and we are able, if we are able to send love without clearing our aura, without being interrupted in the heart space, that's perfectly fine. When only we feel agitated, angry, that kind of emotions, or we are away from our heart, we need to just repeat those words to clear our aura that brings us in our heart space. And then here, if we are in with a lot of crowds, we have encountered something wrong around, we can just clear the aura and we can connect to the space, sending love and light. So the process of sending love and light is the most important process, because we feel love, we feel we are part of everybody and everything. So that is how also we help everybody. So that's how the book says that your purpose is not to keep cleaning the aura, but you have to, you can just see how you can help with your tool. You can help others also. So this practice, we can help anybody, even if somebody lives in another country, another state. You can just, if you are emotionally connected, we are energetically connected, we can clear the aura. If we feel any disastrous thinking about that person or kind of thing, then we can just clear the aura of the loved ones, whoever it is. So we'll go through the practice and I will guide you through. You can invite anybody who you feel you are attached with and you are always worrying, behind the mind. You have inner talk which is saying something um, randomly. So just check with your higher self. We'll learn the process, ask, and then do the aura clearing and sending love, that exercise. And we have the steps in the chapter. I'll guide you through. So as we will practice, we'll get more experiences that we can share, and it will help everybody to find the situation with do's and don'ts, right? So thank you so much. Let us begin. Just be quiet, settle down in your space. You may want to cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes, but you can change your posture as you go through the practice. Just gently become quiet, comfortable in your own space, in your own posture. Many times I have felt when I'm in my heart space, my hands opens, my legs wants to stretch out, I want to relax more, and that is perfectly fine. Just do the process, that is more important. And as you have closed your eyes, just try to feel yourself as it is. This is your being. The natural state you are in. Are there thoughts rushing through your mind? Or you are feeling peace, calmness, gentleness within? With your first thought, take a slow, long, deep breath in and out. And let that thought go. Become aware of your body, your space again. Guide yourself to be comfortable, to just be. Another slow, long, deep breath in through your nostril to your head, filling up entire body and the foot, top to bottom, bottom to top. The air is passing through the space. That air is soft, gentle breeze of love, peace, abundance, joy, harmony. We are not trying to hold, we are just letting it pass through this tunnel, which is in this boundary of this physical body. Just go from top to bottom, from top of the head to the tip of your toes. To any pain, just give your love. You may tell them that I can listen you, I can hear you. Thank you for sharing your pain, your experience with me. I'm here to take care of you the best way I can. And then come back to your breath. And now feel your breath in your heart space. As your heart is taking breath in and out. Our nose has come to the place of heart and it's breathing from there. And we are feeling that gentle, soothing vibration as the air is passing through this space. Feel this pulsation. That is the pulsation of God's love, vibrating in everything, everybody, all life forms. Living, non-living. Now let this love spread all over the body, into every cell of the body. As we breathe in, breathe out, the love expands with every breath. It deepens with every breath. And let this love spread out in your aura. It is just that we are trying to feel ourselves, feel the love, feel the body, feel our energetic presence, our presence beyond this body. We stay alert and aware. And now speak these words to clear your aura. Feel that the love is flowing through your heart. And it's reaching to all these uninvited influences we are talking to. To all uninvited influences in my aura, I send love and light. Each one of you are created as love and light, and you are still love and light. You are each whole and healed. You each feels no pain now. You are not afraid. Each of you have a perfect place to go. And I ask my higher self, take name, to take you there now. Each one of you go in peace. I set you free. I close my aura to all except my higher self. Feel what changed. Feel that glow little increased, or it is the way it was. No matter what, but for every quiet period, we clear our aura, we close the aura. We become more love and light. We feel more love and light. Now send this love and light to all the thought forms around. The space we are sitting in is a shared space, and the bubble of thoughts floats around. No matter from there where they have come. Just send them love and light, and feel yourself in the space, in the ocean of love and light. Totally safe, comfortable. Your whole self. You may have your higher self signal already, but if not, then again, ask your higher self for the signal. My beautiful higher self, please give me your signal now. Thank for the signal. We are unified with our higher self and ready to communicate today to learn about clearing auras of our loved ones. As we think about others, we connect through our aura, our energy field. His thoughts are those energies. And we influence each other all the time by our own thinking. Let us unify with God qualities. At any point of time you are feeling you are going in trance, you may open your eyes and do the same process with open eyes, or maybe you want to walk. Just take that walk. Stay present, feeling, unifying with God qualities. Take time to feel each God qualities in you. We are more beautiful than we can ever imagine. We are the flower of heaven in full bloom. We are made in the image of God with all His qualities. We express these qualities in our day-to-day living. And we feel one with God. There is no resistance when we are in God qualities. We feel God in love, as God is love. And the same qualities in me too. I am love. Everything, anything I do, I think, I speak is love taking its expression in form of care, encouragement, appreciation, is all love, God's love. God is light, and I am light. I find my way in the darkest of time as God's light shines within me. It shows me the path of truth, that is in the highest and wisest interest of me, is I'm always guided through. You may want to speak out these qualities for yourself, to feel it more. God is happiness, joy, and bliss. I am happiness, joy, and bliss. As God enjoyed everything when He was creating everything, and He's enjoying still what He created. I have that joy in me. I express through my action in many ways. I don't even know. I enjoy my breath. I enjoy my body. I feel the joy of living this life in this cute innocence that I am. Not limited. As God is that infinite energy, flows through me also. I am that infinite energy. I express God is abundance. As He created everything with love. And I am love, so I'm one with everything. Everything out there is for me to use. God is peace, gentleness, softness. That this breath is, so that it can pierce each and every cell with love. That pulsation feels so gentle. That runs lives. Might be something huge. But it is as gentle, as soft as we could enjoy. That is God's grace in us, that we live our uniqueness. We experience the vastness of this universe. So God is grace, so I am grace. When there is grace, no worry. There's also always trust. So God is whole and complete and perfect. I am whole and complete and perfect. I have perfect thoughts, perfect words, perfect life, perfect health, perfect everything. as I am created in that perfection. And I live my wholeness now, as I know my true qualities now. I am made with. I already have it. And I express it. God is non-judgmental, all accepting. So I am non-judgmental, all accepting, as everything is in the image of God. And I am made perfect. I just need to tune into God's thought to create my perfect experiences. Stay here. If you are drifting away with thought, remember these God qualities and repeat and recite and sing along. Life is light. It's a celebration. It's joy. So let us open and welcome life, welcome people, welcome things, situation for our highest and wisest interest. We just have to be aware, alert. What my higher self is guiding now. I'm ready to learn about the new tool today. To help loved ones sometimes when there is a chaos all around me. I am also influenced. And when I am under influence, I can't help others. So always first clear your aura, close your aura before you help others. Today, my beautiful higher self, please help me to clear the aura of my loved ones. You may invite your loved ones today. You want to clear the aura. Maybe your life partners, your children, your parents, any close friends. You are emotionally connected with. Always worrying, not trusting. You may get your name. You want to clear the aura today? Now tell your higher self, my dear higher self, please tell me if it is wise for me to clear the aura of name you have. from any uninvited influences. Wait for yes or no signal. If the signal is yes, then ask, is the aura of the name you have free of uninvited influences? If no, then clear the aura. So take name. I send love and light to all uninvited influences that have come into the name aura. Visualize that person and send love and light to all the uninvited influences in the aura. Tell them you are each whole and healed. Each one of you were created as love. And light, and you are still love and light. Each of you feels no pain now. Do not feel afraid. Each of you has a perfect place to go. And I ask my higher self to take you there now. Each of you go peacefully. Send your love and light to that person. And then repeat the question to your higher self. The aura of name you have, free of uninvited influences? If you have a no signal, then clear the aura again. If you already have a yes signal, it means the aura is clean. So let us thank our higher self for guiding us. And let us thank God for clearing the aura of my loved ones, for giving me a tool Now expand your love from your heart space to your body, to your energy field, to entire area, the room we are sitting in, to everything. People you may remember, they're coming in your thoughts. The events that is upcoming. Just spread your love, seeing everything as an image of God is expression of love, and we are extending our love to connect with love. Feel your connection with everything around as we feel safe and we are in love. Let us thank Babaji for this exercise, for this tool today. Let us send thought of forgiveness. If we still have any person reminding any anger, if the flow of love is interrupted or blocked, just send love. Show your willingness to be love, to be giving love. And that's enough for now. I thank each one of you for joining me today, for this opportunity. Slowly withdraw, come back to your body from this deep state of being to active, alert, joyful, the personality that we are, ready to express, to live life as a whole human being, as a perfection we are made with. Last 10 seconds. Feel your hands, your legs. You may open your palms and put it over your closed eyes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just blink open your eyes within your palm and welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time. And now we can just talk. If you have any question, any doubt. So we did one extra, just a reminder, when we are clearing others' aura, always remember to close your aura before you clear others' aura. So clear your aura, close your aura, send love and light, and then help others. Just like we have this mask in the airplane. So wherever there is a emergency, you just first help yourself, then help everybody around. So that's what we are practicing today in this week. So as we have started this practice today, the week will unfold in a way that we might come into situation where we have some uninvited influences around, and we are there to help them, to help ourselves to be in our unified state for longer. Thank you. So you all can share, ask.
And as we are all learning a new skill, we will have this urge to practice it all the time, continuously. Anybody you see, you want to clear their aura. So practicing part is fine, but don't indulge too much into this. That's what also in this chapter it has been mentioned there, that this is not your full-time profession. You have life, do your life, do this as necessary, as needed, right? So be in awareness of that.
The world is full of love, not uninvited influences. So we are just not clearing aura because there's a threat outside, but we are just being in our own state, what we are, who we are, and then we are just experiencing, expressing ourselves.
And through the this part 3 in our subsequent chapters, there is much more we are going to do, right? We are working on expanding our consciousness. Expansion of consciousness is a very big thing. So each one of us is going to be richly rewarded from these practices of this part 3. All of us are going to be, right? So just be aware that now we are in the process of expanding our consciousness. That's bigger focus than doing things for others,
That's why
right?
the book starts with the wise activity. Also reminds us, chapter 15 also says that you may have such deep, stubborn thoughts that you might encounter some difficult experiences outside. And here also it's saying that, your quiet period is for you to know yourself. So you can ask your higher self for the thoughts that need correction, and you can ask your higher self to help you manifest your true desire. So that's where our focus is, in creating formula, repeating it in present moment, and lovingly say it until you see it. Just repeat, because you are remembering what you want, right? So, and also remember that we have this free will, and we are exercising it, because that is what brings us full fulfillment, that satisfaction, and the joy whenever we express ourselves. So we have a lot of choice, and always at any point of time we have our higher self. Ask, get answer, always yes and no. And some how I start my quiet period is what I need to know today, because my higher self is the source of information, the knowledge, and the fulfillment. So from there I start, and then I keep any question. If I have any question, then I'll ask. So for any question, whenever we are asking any question to our higher self, always ask if it is highest and wisest interest of asking this question. And if there's a yes, we are ready to talk, then communicate further. So this quiet period is totally enriching to make our day-to-day activity full of love, the expression we are, totally from driven, like the mind is guided through heart, right? So that trust is there, even though something challenging has come up, or we are doing something new, we are learning, still we feel comfortable, we feel guided, and the interest is there just to experiment.
Today, as you practice this knowing, this knowledge, you will have more questions. So feel free to make note of your questions, and tomorrow we can discuss those questions as well. Yes, Asha ji,
Yeah,
you can
Shaji.
unmute.
Thank you so much. Beautiful expansion. It is wonderful to be back with the soul family. So the beauty of the whole experience was that, like you said, the expansion of the consciousness could be felt, and it absorbed. It was almost like if I was in the middle of a pond or dropped a stone in the middle of the pond, and that stone was love, the ripples were just going outwards into everybody and helping with everybody's aura. So that heart to heart, the connection was really so strong. And it included, the funny part was it included from the disastrous to the miraculous thoughts. It didn't matter what it was all one. And it was it was just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
just like when the drop falls in the pond, the drop doesn't exist anymore. Becomes the pond.
Yes,
That is the expansion we are going through.
yes.
We are all, there will be no exclusions to us. That's the expansion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashaji. Beautiful sharing.
Geeta ji? Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity again. Sir, in the Hindi sessions, I heard Madam Malka say that she have this practice of clearing the aura for her son, and can she give the 6 sentences to the child himself? Remember, sir?
Yeah.
So, uh, in one of the PSSM groups, it's I think PMC Rajasthan, where we are having Swadhyay of Louis Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. And in fact, from there, I found that there's so many things which are absolutely the same as unified. So I
Yes.
was discussing that, and I told them about this clearing of aura. So one of the ladies in that group, she mentioned that she has entities approaching her during the meditation sessions, and which she believes are her ancestors.
Mm. Yes.
So, so uh, can I tell them about clearing of aura of this? I mean, I understood that in this week one practice where we understand fully that we are made in the image of God,
Mm.
right? And the second week's practice is where we get the higher self's name. And the
Mm.
third week's practice is where we learn to clear the aura, and then we learn to get the signal from the higher self.
Mm.
So, once in the sessions, you mentioned that Patri sir always used to say, do as much as you have already imbibed in you.
Mm.
So
Yes.
I know I got my higher self's name, or I do not know, because I was told in the last year's practice that whatever name comes to you, just accept that without doubt.
Mm.
So I do not know when I accepted that, it started coming to me again, and because I accepted it,
Mm.
so second week's practice, third week's practice, where I can do 6 sentences with them. Will it be okay if I do that, or should I have someone who has actually moved to that stage where that person gets the signal from the higher self?
E- uh, Everyone should be able to clear their own aura.
Yes.
Right? In clearing my own aura, I don't need the help of my higher self.
It's there in the 6 lines. It says to name
Yeah.
the higher self.
There,
I
yeah.
request
So
my higher
there, yeah. So there you don't need connection. Your higher self is
self.
always with you, right? You are just directing your higher self to take all those things away, irrespective of whether you know the name or not, irrespective of whether you think you are connected or not. Higher self is connected.
All right.
Right. So this
So,
process, personally, my own experience, I can tell you, even before I learned this technique here in this book, few years before this, I was learning about channeling and Akashic records. And in those sessions, we were doing this practice of sending away such of those who are not in the body but are lost, right? We used to be sending them away to the light, right? So there we were not involving or engaging our higher selves. We were just intending that to send them to or transfer them to the light, sort of, right? And we did this with a lot of love and affection. So uh, that's where my understanding of this process comes from. The way I explained to you, it comes from that experience, and I have personally experienced it. Personally, I have done that. And the so if somebody feels that their ancestors are coming to them, they have to be treated that way.
And
They
actually,
can
they have
be.
asked me. It's not that I offered. They
Hmm.
asked me, "Can you please tell us?" Because everyone knows it as closing the aura, not exactly clearing the aura.
Hmm.
But among the meditators, this thing is known as closing your aura. है ना?
Hmm.
Like you have.
Clearing the steps for clearing the aura, everybody can do it as
And
is.
everybody can do it, and also all our ancestors also, when they leave the body, they are those influences only. They need help when because they are lost, right? So
Yes.
with love, that's why they say that do it with love. You may never know who they are, right? So many times that the area is open, the space is open. Many known unknown entities, they just pass by. All of a sudden, like I'm sitting midnight and I'm just doing meditation, all of a sudden I'll get some very strange vibe or impression. Immediately I will strengthen my aura just by feeling that. I close my aura first. If you ever feel any jerk or fear, first do that, and then just do the affirmation if you remember, or just send love and light, and send that one line is enough to send them to love and light, to their desired space, because we are already in that state of meditation, right? That is where we are unified with higher self. I taught my son, he doesn't know, but he just say, I send you to love and light. So that sounds so cute. And but he can do now. Initially he used to ask, can you please do now, can you please do now, I feel better when you do that.
Yeah. So
It's okay to.
yeah, yeah. There's
Thank
there's absolutely nothing wrong in sharing this with anybody if
Thank
they
you.
are
And that's
willing
why we have
to.
shorts also for that purpose.
Yeah, yeah. They
No,
can
because
use the shorts we have on the YouTube channel. We have shorts.
it's better to tell them first and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
guide them to anything. Huh?
yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe they can
Because
be brought here to one of your sessions and
Hmm. They can, and
it takes some.
these people with whom you are associated right now, the way you described that they are doing swadhyaya, I'm pretty sure they must all be meditators, right? So they are meditators.
PMC group,
Yeah.
PMC
So
ladies.
if these are meditators, then for them it's so much easier to do it.
I think necessary also because Preetiji always says that the light attracts these. Uh,
Hmm.
they
Yes,
want to
yes.
be free.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
thank you.
Whenever there is honey, you will always have
Lots of
all
light.
all
You may
flies will
not
come
know, like
to you.
most of the admins, whoever they are in service, right? I mean, can tell about myself. It has been a journey where initially I didn't know what to do, but many times it has been a difficult experience. But since this tool I have, it's much easier. So all the admins who are doing that, it's very much important you to practice this, make it your second nature. Sometimes you do inner check and just find that okay, you are unifying with God, you are sending love, you are clearing your aura. These are all automatically happening. Especially even though you go to temple, even though you go to a dhyan shivir, but you do not forget to seal yourself and protect yourself.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
be the light to help others. Apodipu
We
bhava, then just you
exactly.
are there.
We should not just assume that I am going to a sacred place, so everything is good there. No assumptions. Always make sure that you take care of yourself. Very important. Last night's experience I want to share. It will be of some interest to all of you. I was in deep sleep. And in deep sleep, wherever I may have been, so like not in this dimension for sure, because my body was sleeping, I must have been in some other dimension, and in that dimension, I was uncomfortable and doing this practice.
Wow.
I was doing this practice and also perceiving at that time that, oh, I missed a step, I need to restart. So like that, I had to restart the practice 3 times within that state, and still it did not work for me. Then I woke up, so came back to this dimension, woke up and sat down in my bed, and then did the process myself. So when I did it by sitting and then doing the process in this dimension, it worked. Because before that I was feeling physically uncomfortable. So as soon as I finished that, I immediately was able to lie down, go to sleep. So this
Many
was
times also it happens when we say these lines, you will get names of different people. It means you are energetically connected. And if you are just saying and without, just verifying if your aura is clear and you're closing your aura, it means you are keeping them with you and then closing your aura. So it's actually not real you still. You have influences in you. So just remember, and also watch your thoughts. What comes when you are saying these words and you are distracted? What kind of inner talk, any doubt or any fear or any person, what he is saying? Why did you, when you remembered or you got a thought, what thought you got from that person? So we are always connected, and that's how we become. Our experience of being omnipresent, it becomes alive. So these are very, now we can experience it more because we have practiced enough. And you may not know, like every day when we come to the session, how many times we clear the aura, the whole group. And that is very much needed as the light grows.
yeah. So this
And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Anna also. Her
yes,
voice, yes. I mean, I don't know. I'm very sure the sound, of course, has a deep effect because there are people who are doing sound healing, and I do not know whether she knows or not. But her sound, her voice has got a very big healing effect on many, as we can see from the messages.
yeah,
So she's one person who can simply do healing just by talking to a person. Thank you,
yeah,
Anna ji. Thank you, sir.
Can I say something?
sure.
It's a gift from Babaji actually. You know, my voice was not like this. It's happened in the last 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But you have been singing, you're doing different chanting, so you
Yeah,
already
so
have.
that must have even Lalita Sastranam Stotram. Yeah, could have, but it has enhanced more in the last after I started this course.
So
So
when we
I
speak from heart, it goes to a different tone.
yeah,
Totally.
so I take
That's
it
when it
as a
becomes
gift
real.
from Babaji. Thank you.
Yes, it is a beautiful experience. This whole thing is a beautiful experience. Yeah.
Sir,
So
even I realize that my life is changing. We understood earlier na, that sometimes we may get aware of this thing after the thing we have already reacted.
yes,
So after the thing has happened, but at least now the awareness part is there.
yes,
Earlier, we were like totally unconscious to our behaviors. We were, I mean, whatever has happened type of behavior we had.
yes, yeah.
Now we become aware that I need to correct here,
Mm,
more quiet time.
yeah.
And all that. Thank you.
Correct. Yeah, it is our because we are now connecting with our intuition, our higher self. When we are connecting with our own wisdom, that becomes the guiding factor, and that guidance is always full of joy, right? That's what is coming through. So our own, very in a subtle way, very smoothly, our shift is happening automatically. Our choices will change, our needs will change, desires will change. All the experiencing of life will begin to shift slowly and gradually. And
And I
and
will give the credit to this Gyan Charcha, which we have.
mm,
Otherwise, had we had this session just like that,
mm,
uh, without the entire group,
mm,
the sharing of so many people, I
yes,
think it wouldn't have had that effect which we are having right now. So
yes,
this Sajjan Sangate or Gyan Charcha,
yes.
when
It's
everybody is sharing experiences, yeah.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
connect to Grace Gorji, I connect to Rajni ji. Um,
yes, absolutely.
it's absolutely like now everybody is having the other people's what that person is thinking. So today, if you had noted in the messages, I got this message from Sandhya Nitin ji. She said, "This is what Shailesh ji meant." Because I'll have to see the YouTube recording again. But I thought that the words were, now I have dropped planning a future. So I thought, how can one drop that? Of course, one can drop being in the trying to be in control, but planning cannot be dropped. This is what I felt. That is why I discussed, though I thought that I should have come after the meditation session only.
Yeah. But at some stage, it may not happen immediately, but at some stage, you yourself will experience the knowing, okay, what is the plan that this leaf sitting on the branch of the tree has? What is its plan? When comes time, when comes fall, it just falls down. Does it decide which direction it has to go? It just flows. It just flows wherever is being taken. Just goes, right? This is the true becoming flow with the coming in the flow, right? That's
I'll give a
the
contradictory example. I'll give a
hmm,
contradictory example.
hmm,
Like before the start of rainy seasons in India, where we have 4 months monsoons, we notice that birds and ants, they collect their food because they know that
hmm,
food somehow within
hmm.
them, right?
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
an earthquake is about to happen, they get this thing.
Hmm,
So I will say that future, I think, I do not know about leaf, but
hmm,
from the behavior of certain organisms,
hmm.
we can notice that there is something, I mean, some
It is.
preparation for the
Hmm.
time to come. Whether
I
I call
fully
it
agree.
planning or whether
Survival
I,
plan.
Yeah.
whatever name. So
But
To
also think the other way, Geeta ji. Like I can tell from my example, like when I was studying in school, right? I came to engineering background because I loved maths. I really didn't know what I will be doing as an engineer, or even though I had to, I got to a point where I have to choose my subject now, and very close subject, IT and computer science, they were there. The only logical mind worked at that moment, that if you learn computer science, you will automatically learn the technology, the software part. So that is how the decision goes, not as a big planning. I know we do a lot because of fear, but with more trust, the life will change. And that shift Babaji is trying to bring with this approach. And also take little example, like, if you are going on a trip, right? Instead of packing a whole lot of snacks and what to eat, what not to eat, let universe serve you in that moment. Today, then some nimbu pani wala could come, or some other person could come bring fresh fruit, or sometimes it's some samosa or something that you are craving for. Let universe serve, and I have experienced it, and it happens when we surrender to that trust that is there around us. Definitely, we pack clothes. We also see the weather, how it is. That little bit of planning, it's as living in that moment, in that present moment, but also giving that space to experience that wowness.
we can change the name, but that kind of preparation is always there. If I have
yes.
to attend a 5:30 session, so I have
Oh,
to prepare beforehand. So there
abs-
is some sort of preparation for the future. This is what I mean. Thank you.
agreed. Absolutely. Yeah, we have to have objective. Definitely.
Yeah.
Then only we
And
have
Shalika,
direction.
you are absolutely right.
Yes. Yes.
To have future plans,
Hmm.
but
Yes.
the only the correction which you required,
Yeah. Correct.
and I
Yes.
think you corrected there. You corrected there. You found
Yes.
that
Yeah.
planning has to go on without any controls. It has to be absolutely flexible planning,
Yeah.
so that if things not go according to the plan, then something else, and then have faith that whatever way the things work out is actually the best. Right?
Yes.
It
Yes.
may be unpleasant. It may be unpleasant, but still, because sometimes we judge things by whether it is an unpleasant experience or pleasant experience. But we also agree that normally, in unpleasant circumstances, or the results when they are very unpleasant, we evolve more.
Hmm.
So that is again faith.
Yeah. The from our own experience, we know one thing, that when we plan for something and we achieve the plan, the joy is not there really. But when we have not planned for something and it is served, then you feel, wow, awesome. That is joy, right? there is a difference between the two. So if you want to be in that state of awe, then you have to be open. Okay, let it come. Let's see what comes, Then that enjoyment, that fulfillment is amazing, right? I think this is very recently I went on a 2-day weekend trip, and they had planned every meal and then carried everything, all that. And I knew what will be the next meal. It wasn't fun. But all of a sudden, somebody said, I brought Pani Puri. That was not part of the plan. Everybody enjoyed the Pani Puri more because it was not part of the plan. It was a surprise, So we enjoy the surprise part. So just know that life also has all these elements in it.
Sir, we enjoy only pleasant surprises. We are very choosy. Again, we try to control, right?
Okay, let me tell you about the unpleasant surprise also. We had not planned for mosquitoes there, and there were too many. And
So
so
nobody
that
enjoyed
was,
that kind of a surprise.
that was not part of the plan. And I was enjoying it because to me, I just let the mosquitoes sit and enjoy. I mean, they are having a drink. I say, okay, cheers. They are having a drink. I say, cheers, you enjoy. And after that, I will keep rubbing it for some time and give my love to that part of the body where they have done their business. But when I see other people dancing, oh my God, that was so much fun. This is what I'm saying. We can always find fun and enjoyment through surprises. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read PTG's message. I'll take care of that. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Yeah. Sheelamji has now left. She had something to say. Let me answer the question of Kavita Bhojwani ji here about the pets. So with pets, just one thing I would like you to also remember. Of course, you feel their situation, their medical condition or whatever that is. But always remember the role of pets in our life. They come into our life for a purpose. They sacrifice themselves for us, right? So if a pet has become sick, what it is teaching us is important for us. That experience of my pet becoming ill is a big lesson for me. It is trying for me to generate my compassion, experience that state of compassion. That is what it is teaching me. When a pet is generating compassion, it is truly what we call without any expectations, we are feeling compassionate, unconditional compassion. That love is unconditional with the pet. And that is the experiencing of true compassion. So that's why they come in our life. They teach us so many other things. What is unconditional love? That's what they are teaching us. We experience it also, right? So from the pet's perspective, an additional thing, we can definitely do the aura cleaning and express our compassion whichever way we want to express. At the same time, experiencing what they are teaching us is immense. I have personally gone through, right? 2 of my pets, and I've gone through their last days and how it went. And I would not want to even let them go from my hands. They were in my lap all the time. That situation was there. But what was I learning? I was not expecting anything from them. I was only wishing them good health. That's all, right? So that learning is beautiful. Yeah, you can unmute.
The thing is, like, she has been diagnosed with liver cancer.
Mm-hmm.
The doctors over here, they are not very, because many pets at this stage, golden retriever, they go through that. And there had been many ups and downs in my life, in this house itself. Sometimes I feel, has she taken that away? And moreover, now she's suffering, like since morning, like the side effects are diarrhea and everything. And like today she had the chemo session. I called up the vet. So he wasn't there and I wanted to. So like I felt in 3 hours, I did not give her much to eat, nothing to eat rather. And still like she's suffering, she's shivering. Like it is, and she's a very like she's 12. So it's so painful to see her suffering like that.
That is your experience. Remember, it is this experience will teach you something. So just be aware, be in awareness, right? Don't let your emotions overpower you, because emotions will suppress the experience. So just let that experience teach you. Be participating, be there, and it is also teaching you to be in the moment. You are constantly there, focused, right? This is more like meditative experience. So just be there, be part of it, be there for the pet, and in the process you are learning and gaining.
Yeah, and
Ultimately, this you won't be able to avoid the end result, right? Whatever it
yeah.
is, that's part of the process of the nature, and we just go with it.
In the past, when I used to meditate in my meditative position, she used to, when she was younger, she used to come and sit in my lap while I'm meditating.
Yes,
And I believe she has that aura, very calm, never barks, nothing. And she's lost her sight also.
mm,
So it's we have removed all the furniture, everything, so she
mm,
can,
mm,
or we have covered it with something
mm,
cushioning, so
mm.
she's lives properly.
Yeah.
So just today this happened while this thing 2 3 times I went on off, because my time I am in London timing, so I cannot join every day
Mm,
depending on my work schedule and all. So
correct, correct.
whenever I get, I prefer to join Zoom sessions than YouTube,
Mm,
because I feel the aura and everything, positivity.
mm,
So today I was running and coming on and off because of her.
mm.
And
Yeah.
it caused me a little pain.
Yes. Yeah.
Why is she
So
suffering? That's
at
why.
this is at some stage in case of both my pets, I had to finally come to a situation where the doctor said, well, you need to make a choice now. Would you want your pet to keep suffering, or would you want to let them go? They've had
Oh,
their life. They were both my pets had reached kind of end of life, right? So then you will have to make that choice. That's another experience. Making that choice is not easy.
you see, no. But
That's an
sometimes I feel,
experience,
are
right?
we God? Are we? Do we? Should we have that authority to terminate or not to terminate or take that? I sometimes ask myself, because this has happened to a couple of my friends who
Hmm.
chose to give an end to their sufferings.
Yeah. This will be your inner call. I mean,
Oh,
like, nobody, everyone will handle it differently. So you have to
okay.
see within you how you will handle it, if at all. Yeah.
Okay, so far I'm pulling on. We are trying to. Although the the general practitioner of my Sarah, her name is Sarah. He said if it was my pet, I wouldn't have given chemo. But we have been giving her. Today was a session, so I don't know. They will not give her, but I will take her now in, I think, half an hour. It's an appointment.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Alicia. It's lovely. You and Preeti ji, you do really wonders.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All the best.
I will. Thanks a lot. I'll take your leave, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yes, Alkaji, you can unmute. Alkaji, we can't hear you. You are not yet audible. Maybe we'll tomorrow we will be able to hear you. So you can ask your question tomorrow in that case. Yeah. Today we are not able to hear you. Okay. All right. So thank you, Masters. So we'll bring the session to a close here now. Please continue to practice whatever we are learning in this chapter. Let's practice the skill, do what we can, and note your questions and queries. We'll try to answer tomorrow. Right. So see you. Thank you for your participation. Thank you, Anna.